Well, good afternoon. We have had a fairly eventful last 24 hours. Unfortunately, it did not include as much sleep as one would hope to get in 24 hours. So we rushed back off the trail, rushed down going to the Sun Road, got stuck in a line of traffic entering the construction area. Good news is we made it into the construction area. There were no signs of road closures, at least when we were here. But the construction area is brutal. And somewhere along the way, we ran over a mysterious item that punctured one of our tires. We made it to concrete, Apgar Visitor Center, with our tire pressure at 14. We canceled our morning hike plans, went into Kalispell, eventually got service at Lush Swap Tires, who patched our original tire for free. We sort of reluctantly decided to get hiking just before noon, and we are out doing the Lake McDonald Trail and the Rocky Point Trail. We're expecting it to be fairly flat, but because it's the afternoon, it's probably going to be kind of unpleasantly hot. So, going to make the best of today. Really thankful for all the little things that worked out in our favor in the context of this bad thing. The little poops. So the Lakeshore Trail runs for about 6.5 miles beyond the end of the Rocky Point Nature Trail, which runs around the campground of Fish Creek. It's really not a highly recommended trail. We chose to do it today because we didn't have to drive and it would be flat. And both of those things were true. We did not have to drive away from our campsite, and the trail has been really flat, like less than 100 feet per mile average. However, because we hiked in the afternoon, it was really hot. There's basically no shade along the trail because it traverses through areas that have been burned and don't have recovered vegetation in them. The first area that was burned, we're going through now, and it has some growth coming back. This was from an older fire. But then as you keep going on the trail, it looks like you enter an area where there was a more recent burn. And it's really open and hot there, especially because the time of day we were there was the hottest part of the day. You do get some pretty views of the mountains and the lake, especially on the first half of this hike. So on a cooler day, or an early season or a late season day, this might be a great option for you to explore without having to deal with driving all the way up going to the Sun Road. Or if you're camping in Fish Creek, it's a really nice chill hike. If you're into swimming and other water activities, especially near the beginning of the trail, there's plenty of places where you can find beaches to sort of set up for the day. So that looks really fun if you're into it. That's really about all I have to say. Oh, one highlight is that there are ripening thimbleberries out here right now. So we've been munching on those occasionally whenever we can find them. I think we're past the last good patch, but super tasty. Good morning. today we are having a rest and cleanup day in Glacier. We slept in. We did have plans to get up for sunrise, but some rain blew in right at sunrise. And that was all the justification we needed to get caught up on sleep, which was desperately needed. So we slept in, went over to Lake McDonald for breakfast just to sit on the dock and eat our cereal. And now we're doing a cleanup mile near the campground. We skipped it yesterday because our hike was already 15 miles. So we're just doing this real quick. And then later on today, we're going to do another cleanup hike up along Going to the Sun Road. Pick up our wilderness permit, pack our bags, eat a lot of food, all the things you do when you're heading out into the wilderness for a couple of days. Our next cleanup hike for the day is out of the Avalanche area. Avalanche Lake is a super popular day hike destination for good reason. It's very pretty. It's also relatively accessible for the park. Like, the elevation gain's not too bad, and the distance is a really good distance for a lot of different fitness levels. So it's good for kids. It's good for older people who might not feel like they can do super strenuous hikes, and it's gorgeous, so it's good for everybody. This hike turns off of the Avalanche Lake Trail and just heads down back toward Lake McDonald, and it's surprisingly groomed. It's definitely a front country trail, so that explains why it's groomed. We'll see how long the nice terrain lasts, but for now it's really enjoyable to be in old growth forest, in shade and in quiet.